Welcome to the March 8th, 5:40 meeting of Planning and Zoning. And if we all stand, Mr. Nelson will lead us with the invocation.
Our heads. Lord, thank you for our city. Please give our city grace, truth, justice, and stability. Bless our deliberations this day so that we may wisely serve the citizens of our fair city. We ask all these blessings in your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Nelson, will you call roll, please?
Mr. Lighting. Here. Mr. Cooper. Here. Mr. Nelson.
Here.
Mrs. Georgianis.
Here.
Mr. Clark.
Here.
The first item of business on the agenda is minutes of our February 15th meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review?
I have, Madam Chair, and seeing no additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes, I move for their adoption.
I have one correction. The invocation was given by Larry Nelson, not Gregory Nelson.
My bad.
No problem. Other than that, I have no other corrections. Minutes approved as noted then. The first item of business this evening is Comprehensive Plan Amendment CPA 2201, rezoning St. John's. Do we have someone representing that? Would you come to the podium, please? Provide your name and address.
Name is Bill Martin. Address is 2737 Northwest 58 Boulevard, Gainesville, Florida.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear the information you provide this evening is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Give us a little information about your application.
Well, this is some property that I've had for many, many, many years. And I developed property on the opposite side of 47 into professional office. And with this property, what I wanted to do is change the zoning to commercial intensive. Then I'm going to attempt to sell.
Do we have any comments on this request?
This was a recent annexation within the last 4 or 5 years, right?
Correct.
And what we're looking at is pretty much just bringing this into a city zoning classification over a previously existing county classification.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is pretty much just housekeeping.
Exactly.
Very nice. Okay.
Any further discussion?
Pretty simple.
May I have a motion?
Anyone else want to speak for or against?
Go ahead and move forward. Comment section is closed.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
All approved? Aye.
Aye.
May I have a motion for vote to approve?
Madam Chair, motion to approve CPA 22-01 as presented by the proponent.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. CPA 2201 approved. The next item on the agenda is SBR 2206, Walmart expansion. Do we have anyone here this evening representing this application?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Hi there, my name is Brett Turner with CPH Incorporated. We're located at 5200 Belfort Road, Suite 220.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the information you provide this evening to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, I do.
Very much. Give us a little overview of your application.
Yes, Walmart is looking to provide a 4,470 square foot building addition to the southeastern corner of the existing Walmart. It'll be for online grocery pickup. It'll solely be for storage for the online grocery pickup, and then they would modify kind of the parking in the area outside of that building addition for kind of modified parking for the pickup area. It wouldn't look to add any additional impervious area. It would maintain existing drainage patterns, existing kind of drive patterns. It's building addition pickup.
So this is back in the corner, kind of where the haunted place is.
Yep, it's I think the current area is where they used to do garden center pickup area. It's all outdoors and paved.
It's kind of a storage area now, isn't it?
Exactly. That's exactly what it's used for now.
Mhm. Just want to put 4,000 square foot, so there's proper storage area there.
Yes, sir. And we've talked with Marshall Sobin, and we're preparing plans and presented to him, and just to get kind of his initial feedback, and seems to be okay with what we've proposed, but we'll go in for a formal submittal in the next couple of weeks.
It'll be less than site.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping.
Anyone have further comments or questions? Further comments or questions from the board? Comments closed. May I have a motion for that?
Motion to close public hearing.
So,
All in favor?
Yes.
Motion vote.
Any heartburn from city?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
May I have a motion for the vote?
Motion to vote.
Motion to,
Motion to approve.
okay. Second.
I say thank you.
Bill Lawson.
Marshall,
Who is motion to approve?
Newby,
You?
James, and Larry.
Okay.
Please tell the vote, Marshall.
Mr. Lottie.
Yay.
Mr. Cooper. Mr. Nelson.
Yay.
Mr. Dallas.
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
SBR 2206 Walmart expansion approved.
Appreciate it.
Next item on the agenda is Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Do we have someone representing that? Excellent.
Good afternoon. Brandon Hebron, 10654 Spring Tree Avenue, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Wow. You swear the information you provide this evening to be true, correct? Yes.
This one.
Thank you.
So what we're proposing is a fully automated car spa facility at the existing abandoned Texas Roadhouse along US 90. It'll have it's fully automated. It's got, car and wash vacs. I think there's 19 stalls total. It'll have, the appropriately sized, detention pond to relegate any of our flow off of our site. Right. Any questions, I'm here to answer them.
I think I saw in here that the water management is already approved by the city. Further comments or questions?
Motion to close public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion vote?
From a city or state standpoint, with the single ingress egress, and how much things have grown since the old Texas Roadhouse was constructed, DOT having about using just a single ingress egress.
Not at all.
Yeah, motion second. Yeah. All vote?
Mr. Laddick.
Yay.
Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Mr. Nelson.
Yeah.
Mr. Orgelis.
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
We're approved. Are there any workshop items to be discussed this evening? Or additional things?
Not under P&C.
No further information. Motion to close planning and zoning at 10:06.
So moved.
Oh,
Madam Chair, I was
Yes.
under the understanding that we have an item on this agenda for Gateway Crossing lots 2 and 3 replat. We were made aware in January.
Next board. That's the next board.
it's the next board. We're
Well-
in 3 meetings tonight.
Okay, there's another
Right after we adjourn this one, you're up.
Board of Adjustment or Planning and Zoning.
Board of Adjustment.
What's the third meeting?
You have historic preservation.
Okay, so,
You're on the agenda for Board of Adjustment, which is a variance
right,
for Gateway Crossing.
okay, so in January, we had items on both the Planning and Zoning Board and the Board of Adjustment. The Planning and Zoning Board was to approve the replat, and then the Board of Adjustment was to approve the lot width variance. And so we were told that the meetings in January were not properly advertised and that we had to be heard again on another Planning and Zoning Board meeting. So we already did this approval in January, but I was back here today. We were told that we were gonna be on the item. So if the January Planning and Zoning Board was advertised properly, then yeah, all we would maybe need to do if it was just the Board of Adjustment that wasn't advertised. But maybe Mr. Soba can fill me in on that, because as soon as just this week, or late last week and again earlier this week, we were told that we were on these agendas. So I don't control the advertising that the city does, so maybe somebody can explain that.
We advertised for the variance for this meeting. Okay, the board has already approved the planning and zoning part.
So that part was
That's
fine as far as the
That was
advertising?
fine.
Oh, it was
We
just
just
the
had-
Board of Adjustment,
The variance part is the one that we
it didn't
denied.
get advertised.
Correct.
Okay.
It's been properly advertised now.
Perfect, thank you, thank you very much. I knew we were on that, I just wanted to be sure because we did them both the same night in January. Okay, thank you, Madam Chair, thank you, Mr. Silver.
You're welcome.
But don't go away.
I won't, I'll be here.
Did we get everything closed down? I think so.
We have a motion and a second, but we didn't actually call the roll for adjourning.
Mr. Laddick,
Yay.
Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Mr. Nelson,
Yes.
Ms. George Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Now we're going to open the Board of Adjustment. Has everybody reviewed the minutes of February 15th?
The invocation's correct on this one. Madam Chair, seeing no additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes as presented, I move for their adoption.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimously approved minutes. There is one item of business, which is the Gateway Crossing.
Your turn now.
Madam Chair, I'm Jay Brown with JV Pro. And I don't know if you need to swear me in.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
If you're from New Orleans, we definitely.
I'm from Gainesville.
Do you swear the information you provide this evening to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Thank you very much. Now you can tell us about your,
Okay, so the replat that was approved in January then was a replat. We originally had two lots, lots 2 and 3 in Gateway Crossing, and we did a replat a couple of years back to turn it into 3 lots. And then we came back this year to turn it back into 2 lots, but those 2 lots were smaller than the lot width requirement, so the variance was to allow the lots to be less than 200 linear feet in width. And they're both bigger than they were before. So, you know, staff had recommended approval and, you know, we did look at this once before, but I certainly can answer anybody's questions if there's anything that needs to be discussed in regards to this. I would appreciate your all's favorable recommendation on this as well.
do we have anyone else, any comments on this application and project? Does the board have any questions or comments? Motion to close public comment.
Second.
Excellent. May I have a motion to vote?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Excellent. Will you tell the board, please, Marshall?
Mr. Laddick,
Yay.
Mr. Cooper.
Yay.
Mr. Nelson,
Yay.
Ms. George Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Petition B2101, Gateway Crossing replat, approved. Thank you very much. I have a motion to adjourn Special Board of Adjustments.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Board of Adjustments is adjourned. Special Historic Preservation Agency meeting opened at 6 o'clock. Roll call is the same, Marshall. We're all still here. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of the February 15th meeting?
Yes.
Move for the adoption of minutes, needing no additions, corrections, or deletions as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The minutes of this are approved as noted. The first item of business we reviewed last month, and I believe Ms. Griffin is here this evening.
Deborah Griffin is DBRA instead of Deborah, if you wouldn't mind change that. 359 East Duval.
Do you swear the information you provide this evening to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I sure do.
Thank
I hope you guys will be pleased with the new drawings and the new colors for what I had proposed before, which is a carport and shed in the back. Did everybody get the colors, not in black and white?
Yes, yeah.
It's black and
We're
white.
still working on colors.
Would you like this copy?
No, you can see that.
Same colors as the house. We did, so it'll be a structure with 6x6 posts. We did change the width to be a little more 24 feet wide. And it'll maintain the 36 feet deep. And it'll be a closed-in shed in the back, same 12 by 12.
Well, I do have to say, this is much more in conformance with the theme and the character of the district. You've done a very good job here outreaching to come up with this design. Much kudos.
And it even has some landscaping around it.
That will happen at some point. But not intended to be approved.
But I don't see those beautiful gray stones.
That's right. I'm taking donations.
Will this be able to fit in conformance with the pad you were wanting to have already poured, or
Did not
hold
do it.
off on that?
I had not done that yet.
Okay. Didn't get
Because
the
it'll
chance
have
to
to be
drive by
white.
it this weekend, so I didn't know if you got that.
No, I didn't do it because we're gonna,
I checked it on my way in.
it's not fair. Y'all need to take another drive. Not on Highway 90.
That'll be on my way home.
Yeah, you did a great job. It looks beautiful.
No, this is exactly the sort of thing we'd like to see homeowners in the district and adjacent to the district trying to do mirroring sympathetic materials and designs in conformance with stipulations of Article 10 of our land development regulations.
Are there further comments or questions in reference to COA 2201? Hearing none, may I have a motion?
Motion to close public hearing, Madam Chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Marshall, will you tell the vote, please?
Mr. Luddick,
Yay.
Mr. Cooper.
Yay.
Mr. Nelson. Yay. Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes,
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
Thank you.
you now have it approved.
Concrete.
For the concrete. Next item on the agenda is COA 2202. Is Vince Robinson here? Julie Johnson? Okay, right. Right.
I can be ready. My name is Darren Dampier, 24404 77th Road, O'Brien, Florida. I'm a building contractor. Ms. Johnson contacted me on doing a re-roof.
Do you swear the information you provide this evening to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Johnson contacted me on providing her with someone to do a re-roof on her home on Knox Street. We submitted the re-roof permits. She has a 3-tab brown shingle on there now. She was wanting to go back with a galvanized metal roof. I think we submitted the pictures of the roof now and the metal chosen.
Can you tell us what color this was?
And galvanized.
Okay, so it will have a painted coat on it.
No, sir.
Okay.
Further comments? Anyone? Close.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Chair, I think this is, again, the sort of thing we should be applauding local homeowners for getting rid of
Yes.
aftermarket asphalt shingling in a historic district and replacing with metal, which will originally structural, exactly. It's exactly the sort of thing. Encourage more homeowners.
It looks like interesting. Yeah, I have a motion.
Motion to approve COA 22-02 as presented by agent of the proponent.
Second.
Marshall, will you talk about?
Mr. Laddick.
Yay.
Mr. Cooper.
Yeah.
Mr. Nelson.
Yay.
Mr. Orgelis.
Yes,
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
excellent. 2202 approved as submitted. Thank you. The last item on our agenda is COA 22. Where are my glasses?
2203.
2203. That is Daniil Decker. It's Blanche Hotel.
Hello, Daniil Decker, 561 Northwest Hackney Terrace, Lake City, Florida.
You swear the information you provide this evening to be correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Do you want me to tell you a little bit about it, or?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think a couple meetings ago, it was approved for Veterans Street to now be able to have food and drink outdoors. And so I am the property manager, operations director for the Blanche. And just to support our tenants that are along Veterans Street, we would like to donate furniture to be used out in that space. We had previously purchased the furniture for our courtyard, but it has been a very popular wedding spot. So we're moving it in and out just about every weekend. And our lease spaces, fortunately, are all leased up but one now. So we're out of storage. So two birds, one stone. It'll benefit our tenants. It'll benefit the community, and it'll take this furniture off our hands as well. The main goal too is just to really create a more public space that people can come and enjoy the area. So I believe the exact number it's 8 Adirondack chairs. They're red in color, and they have 2 side tables and then 2 picnic style tables. We do have umbrellas as well. I don't know if these would be able to be out all the time just because of wind and weather. I don't know if y'all saw, but it's quite the wind tunnel on that street. It took down that 20-foot Christmas tree on the day it was coming down. Took it down, but we would love for the community to be able to use it and enjoy it.
Any further comments? Any questions from the board?
I remember us talking about this.
Yeah, we had,
We approved for permanent, but if it wasn't permanent, we'd have to move it. They'd have to find a way to move it and store it and put it back.
based on the non-permanent nature of these furniture items, I would assume that individual tenants would be responsible for things.
So I wasn't super clear about that, so that would be helpful. So I'm sorry, like my daughter's called like 15 times since I've been standing up here, so I'm trying to keep my train of thought.
You're good, you're good. We'd had a discussion because.
So each tenant needs to ask for permitting, is that correct?
Not necessarily. I believe the way that we had traded on this was originally it was brought before this board for not only the grant, but also for furniture items. Originally, it was going to for non-permanent furniture items. Tenants were going to be compelled to bring those in and out.
Okay.
But there was no language in there regarding permanent items like large concrete tables with umbrellas and large planting benches, the sort of things that tenants couldn't physically move in and out. And we probably have to go back to the minutes and take a look at what was.
Now these definitely could be moved in and out as far as like the weight of them. the concern for, in just knowing what those spaces are, you know, they're each around, you know, 900 square feet, the largest, to 500 square feet, the smallest.
Wherever they put them.
They wouldn't have a place to put them.
So you're actually donating them.
I'm donating them.
Yeah.
So here you go, they're yours.
Either the city can take possession of them, the tenants can take possession of them. We just want to be, you know, it's about $15,000 worth of furniture that we just want to see be used.
What was our main concern about,
The main concern was, I believe, as it was being presented to us, there was no accommodation in the proposed language of the statute that would allow for more permanent furniture items. It just said the tenants will bring it in and out at the end of the evening. And then we got into the discussion of, whoa, are we tying the tenants' hands on this? What if they want to invest in more substantial and more permanent furniture items? And I think we had made a recommendation to amend that before it got to city council.
Yes, it's the LDR 2105 resolution.
So
would this be considered more permanent, or would this be considered?
it looks to be of a non-substantial nature, and provided the local citizenry doesn't walk off with it, I mean, I don't see.
I mean, of course, that is a concern. The owner of the Blanch said, "Are you going to nail them down?" I'm like, "We can nail them down. I don't know how we would keep them down. I mean, there's not really a way that we can do that." So, I mean, we're just going to have to kind of trust that people won't steal it. We do have cameras. We do have a good police department, so we're going to just rely on those. We have about 6 cameras on Veteran Street, so there should be a pretty good view if somebody, and let me tell you, if you move in, I myself have moved that furniture a good bit. You will you have to want to move it.
Cool. So I'm assuming these aren't just the cast resin Adirondack chairs you pick up outside the garden section of
No.
Walmart?
Oh, no. These are
So
very,
these are a bit more substantive then,
yes.
and would fall in keeping with the recommended amendment we made for substantive as opposed to.
I mean, it usually
mobile
takes
furniture.
two of us to move the
Oh,
chairs.
sweet.
It's not gonna blow out in the street.
Right, I think that was one of the concerns.
Or it's not gonna end up in someone's shopping cart.
I have tried.
Big car.
I mean, some of the chairs,
How heavy are the tables, you know? How heavy are the tables?
the tables aren't super heavy. I mean, again, we,
50 pounds maybe,
Two person lift,
for sure, 2 person, just because they're long.
yeah, but not that.
I'd consider that substantive.
I would say the lightest things would be the chairs that go with,
The table.
yeah.
What's the construction of this? They're white, I bet, are they aluminum? Possibly,
They're not plastic.
not wood,
Uh,
not plastic.
I think I think it's a mixture of aluminum and wood. I think the slats are wood maybe. Honestly,
Okay.
It's been a minute. They've been in storage for a while.
Well, maybe if they're considering putting umbrellas, you know, and using umbrellas on these, maybe those that can,
I have no problem with these,
they can bring in.
but if anybody's going to use them, they're gonna have to have, so they're gonna have to do with their
But
items.
it's pretty nice and shady in there, except during the height of
Yeah.
summer, you get direct sunlight.
It's pretty, in fact, like that was, when we were out there decorating that tree, it was like the most frigid part of town. Like, how is there like not one ray of sunlight right here? But,
I would think if anything, it was gonna get carried away.
yeah, that's the only thing that concerns me a little bit about the umbrella, honestly, that I'm not sure about.
Maybe we could require them to take those in.
I agree with that. I think
Just the
probably
umbrellas.
If they're
should.
even gonna put umbrellas,
Umbrellas aren't part of this donation.
they're
Sure.
not part of the.
I mean, we do have 2 umbrellas. They came with the table, but just because I just wasn't sure I'm spooked after that trip.
Gotcha.
Is the wind tunnel open?
Unneeded liability.
I mean, but I do agree with people during the day, especially, like Daily Cup of Joe, like for lunch tenants. Like even today, like it was a nice day to sit outside. It'd be nice to have that out there. They might want the umbrella just not to have the direct sunlight. I don't think that would be difficult for them to move in and out at all. It's just
Yeah, that would be good.
the space.
So if they did ask you and you said, okay, no problem, here you go, you know, I think that this board should require them to take that umbrella. I mean, because that's, I wouldn't say substantial. You know,
And that wouldn't tie necessarily to this COA, that would tie to the existing language that the city adopted to allow that pedestrian thoroughfare to have food and alcohol service and to have both substantive and non-substantive furniture items on display. So that would be the scope of what we're discussing here. That would really be for Mr. Marshall, just to, we can offer this as a, I guess as a protocol going into approval of this, should we so decide, but just make sure that whatever language we had recommended be passed on to city and that was voted by the council, just make sure that this furniture is in keeping with what council approved. Because I know we did have to do a little bit of recommendations and revisions to that language before it went to council. Let's just make sure this is in keeping with what they actually approved.
What this, certificate of appropriateness list, the umbrellas are not on it. So we're only approving, that's up to y'all to put the umbrellas on.
Okay.
We're only approving the Adirondack chairs, the picnic tables and the picnic chairs. Any further comments, questions? Motion to close public comment?
Motion to close public comment.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a motion to approve COA 2203.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve petition COA 22-03, provided that such approval is not in conflict with the revised language of the ordinance that was passed allowing such furniture on that pedestrian thoroughfare.
Did you get out of that, Marshall?
Second.
Excellent. All in favor of motion as submitted?
Aye.
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 Mr. Lavin,
Yay.
Mr. Cooper,
yeah,
Mr. Nelson,
Yay.
Ms. Georgialis,
Yes.
Mr. Carter.
Yes.
COA 2203 unanimously approved. Thank you very much.
Huzzah.
Okay. One workshop item coming up from Mr. Leidig.
Madam Chair, I do seem to recall at our last convenience of this board, we did request that the city provide a explanation or at least a chain of events that led to the asphalting over of those bricks on Railroad Street, and we were given representation by the city that such explanation would be provided to us at the next regular meeting. Has anyone gotten in touch with you, or Mr. Marshall? Are you in a position to address this board? I know Mr. Dial said he would work right on this based on the public outcry that this board and city council got over the decision to do that. Do we have any sort of anything that will bring us closer to closure, or should we expect to continue to field angry phone calls from the constituency?
Well, I haven't been told anything, so I guess.
Appropriate protocol. This board serves at the pleasure of the council, but we also serve for the benefit of the citizens. What is the proper protocol? And I don't want to feel like the tail wagging the dog. When we run into items like this that need definition, is it growth management that will address it and come back to us? Do we put ourselves on the agenda for the council? I don't know.
I would recommend the board get on the agenda for the council. This type of situation. You know, I'm not the city manager, so.
Because in this particular instance, and it will probably come up again in the future, the LDR should address city-owned property in the historic district.
Correct.
Because of the actions of the council, they have exempted city-owned property from review by its own historic preservation. Now, if that's their intent, they should amend the LDRs to say so. Stay off of our property. If their intent is that we review it, then some sort of mechanism should be implemented before anything goes in the work permit. That is not routine maintenance or safety. If it's a beautification, then it is earmarked for review here before it goes in the work.
I totally agree with you. This would not be something that management would handle. Something higher than us, which will be the city manager and the city council itself. So that's why I recommend that someone on the board, the whole board, get on the agenda and go in front of the city council.
Excuse my ignorance on this. Did it already happen?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
It
last
just happened without it.
street within historic Lake City was paved over about 3 months ago.
It was the first one.
It was the very first one that was.
Very first
that
one.
applied for it.
So if anything, that should really.
Yeah. And along Devon Street here, there were trees planted along.
Mary.
Mary. For beautification, they've cut down. We're a tree city. It's not against, the council has every right to do what it needs to do. And people have every right to go to the council. But it should be addressed in the LD. If they wish to exempt city property from review, then they should say so. If they expect the city's property, which is the citizens' property, to be reviewed just like everybody else's, then that should be there.
That part is, the way the LDRs are written right now,
It does not exempt the city.
it does not exempt. It means they have to abide by the same laws and regs that we hold citizens to.
But anything that we agree to here, or we disagree about, can always be appealed to the council, and they can practice at any time. But it should be, the LDR should be clarified. Do we have volunteers to go for the council?
I don't want to get into this fight. This should probably be something that a city representative talks to the council about. But I was really hoping that based on the representations that were made by the city manager.
He doesn't. So. And Marshall is going to abandon salsa.
You're leaving now too?
Well, not one of it.
Different job, basically.
Yeah,
They're
the guy starts.
replacing our zookeeper.
Yeah, he starts Monday. I'll be training him for about a month. And he's gonna take it. What I do, I could. I'll come visit.
You'll sit in the back and cheer and
That's right.
happy so happy. Are there any further items that we need to discuss? We will be having some workshops. Does anyone have anything that they need more information?
Anyway, LDR.
Okay. It's on order.
We'll also need pronounced the jurisdictional legal boundaries of the two historic districts where Article 10 is applied.
Have those been corrected to show?
Only send my emails to the city email.
I don't even talk. I'll be better.
Remember what that lawyer told us?
I'll take the chances. Our next meeting, we'll correct those out.
Okay.
They're there. I have some, questions with future growth, people will at some point in the future about small subdivisions being embedded in an existing residential. How that would. If you have an acre plan in an existing residential and you wanted to do a small subdivision with 5 residences on it. Can you do that?
I don't believe the lot sizes would be in conformance even for an RSF3 zoning district. So you might be able to get 3 or maybe 4 on it and still be in conformance with the zoning regs. But those LDRs would guide what is and is not possible as far as subdividing large parcels. Provided they're not duplex.
Correct, because with the additional property coming up, we're gonna get hit with that again. Okay. And that old property was segregated. Those are very tiny ones. So, okay. Did we close everything, Marshall?
No, but I'm willing to volunteer a motion to adjourn Historic Preservation Agency, concluding our 3 meetings for the evening, Madam Chair.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.